Hello, buddies. Welcome back to MaddiE with MaddiE. I'm Maddie Dawson. We are into the 25th episode of My View on Books, and it's been a long gap before the last episode and this episode because we've been doing some movie promotions and there was a movie release, so it's understandable that we stopped all the categories. So I'm glad that I could talk about books finally, and I have used this gap efficiently, and I've read a lot of books, so I have content for the next 8 weeks or 2 months, and I'm pretty much happy about that to talk about the books that I read. So I got a book review request last week, and it was a good book. So I am really glad that I could talk about this book first before we proceed with other books. So the book is The Unproposed Guy. As you see, the title itself is very attractive, and it's not an actual word. The unproposed is not an actual word, so it's something that the author has invented, and I'm sure that the title alone will fetch some readers and it'll attract and pull some audience. So it's a very attractive title, as you can see, The Unproposed Guy. It's about a guy, so definitely you feel something interesting to read about when you hear this title. So what is the story of The Unproposed Guy? So basically it's about a character named Kevin, and it's Kevin is a very interesting character because straight away we begin with a marriage function, and we are exposed that Kevin's marriage is happening, and he kinds of dresses as the groom, and he's walking into the marriage hall, and he sees a lot of stuff, right? Children's playing, and the elders, a lot of relatives, uncles and aunts. So certain things are inciting him and bringing back memories of the past, and we basically are revealed about the past through his memories. So it's the whole book is like a mind flow of Kevin and what he thinks, and when his memories of the past are recollected, we actually go into the past of Kevin. So we discover that he has had not a very good childhood, as I would say. He is the middle kid, so he has an elder brother and a sister. So, and he's grown up in a way that a lot of attention has been given to the elder brother, and he has always been kind of abused, or not say abused, but he has been observed as a kid who is not responsible and who is not taking life seriously right from his childhood. So that is kind of very undermining him, and he has had this deep emotions that he was not properly taken care of his family, especially parents, mom and dad, and they were little harsh on him. So this is the family background from the past, and we also discover that he has a liking for stand-up comedy, and he discovers his passion, and he wants to become a stand-up comedian, and he is pursuing it seriously, and he has a lot of friends, but the problem is even when he's around with friends, he's feeling lonely, and the most important part is he is trying to find the love of his life, a beloved, and he's like he gathers all the courageous and all the courage and bravery to go and talk to a girl if he finds someone attractive, but that has always turned out to be miserable, and it has utterly failed. So every attempt of his in attaining a girl has ended up as a failure, and so it's kind of harsh on him. I feel kind of felt sympathy for him, and you can feel sad for Kevin at those times, because he is putting in the efforts, but it has always turned out miserable, and he couldn't take those failures. He's tried out a lot of things, going to clubs, dancing, and checking up on Tinder. And there was one line which was hilarious, that he celebrated 1 year of Tinder with no matches. So that was really amusing to read. So this is the whole background and overview of the story. So the chapters are filled with past and present moments, switching between them, and it's very short. So that's one disadvantage I felt. So when switching between past and present, it has to be elaborate, or else you will get disconnected from the story. that did happen sometimes, because some of the chapters are very short, and certain chapters are stand-up comedy speech basically. And if you do not know famous movies or popular web series, so it's going to be really hard understanding those puns or witty remarks from the stand-up comedy speech. And coming to the narration, as I said, the narration switches between past and present, which is amusing to read. But since the chapters are short, we tend to get disoriented or disconnected. But yeah, if you but the incidents are funny, and the writing is also very good, and it's above standards. I would say it was hilarious to read certain memories from the past. And yeah, and the major disappointment is the climax or the denouement, which I find it very how do you say, not so convincing, and it was not satisfying to me. So the transformation and the realization that Kevin undergoes in the final chapters, or during that particular phase of life where he decides what he is and what he's going to pursue, that was not satisfactory. But it's a great idea, I felt. So it could have been conveyed in a more convincing manner, and that is the only major disappointment in the story. But I felt as a wholesome novel. It's like 190 pages, and in 190 pages he has put in a lot of effort as an author. There are two authors, so both of them have put in their effort, and it has come out really well. There is some drawbacks which I've mentioned before. So apart from that, if you look at this novel, it's going to be a good read. And if you are a stand-up comedy enthusiast, then you are going to enjoy this, because you will find it very engaging, because you already love stand-up comedy and you would want to read about stand-up comedy and what is going on in their mind, how would be their life. So this book is more like a making of a stand-up comedian. So Kevin is a very good character, and he's not fully utilized in the writing, but to be frank, I think the plot was innovative, and all the characters surrounding Kevin were also interesting. But as always, most of the authors now, or most of the stories now, lack background stories, or background plots, which helps in connecting to the characters. So only if a character is fully developed, or when it is given more time with respect to an incident or a history, we get connected. As a reader, I get connected to that particular character. So that was missing out. So yeah, but you'll definitely enjoy reading this book. Do purchase it. I will tell you, I'll show you my review. I've written the review already. So I'll show you the review, and I'll show you the Amazon webpage where you can find the price. So yep, let's do that. So this is my blog book review for the Unproposed Guy. So you can find it. My onward review is disfigured, and I've written some impressive lines that I felt amusing. And the verdict is a bold attempt that is misfired. And it's definitely a good read. And as I said, if you are a stand-up comedy enthusiast, you're going to enjoy reading this book. And if you check out Amazon, it's available in Kindle and paperback edition. So Kindle edition paperback, so you can purchase it from Amazon. And I read it from Kindle. So it's about 190 pages in length, so it should be a short 1 or 2 day read. And yes, the authors are BHAVIK, SARKHEDI, and SUHANA BHAMBHANI. So hope I've pronounced their names. Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for next My View on Books episode. There are a lot of interesting books that I want to talk about. So every Monday it's going to be books. And yes, let's catch up in the next episode. Until then, it's Maddie Dawson. You're watching Medley with Maddie. Bye-bye.